Good afternoon. Today is varnish day. How are you all doing today? I bought this varnish, a lot of these varnish in cans for a bargain because they were probably cheaper because they were damaged. They were like €6 a can. And this is a varnish based. This is one component varnish based on alkyd, and you should put turpentine to make it thinner. The first thing you do when you open a can, always don't damage the lid. Always go from several sides, going around, and carefully, little by little, lift the lid up. Also, never forget to close, of course, the lid. I've known people who just a little bit press it and it wasn't even fitting. Use a hammer and give gentle taps everywhere till it is good closed, and then turn it upside down, and then again, and like that you will have a lot more pleasure. And before closing the lid, always put a little bit of white spirit or the product which is needed. It's always written on the back side of the etiquette. That's all about it. First we will stir it, though roughly, the varnish. We have to stir it like some minutes to make sure that the viscosity, that it is well mixed, all the components of the varnish or paint, and that it is an even product. It is everywhere the same viscosity. If it's too thick, make it thinner. When you put some white spirit in it, do it a little bit amount at a time. If you have put too much in it, it's too late. Like I told you in one of the previous videos, when you are trying to make the white glue thinner with water, just a little bit at a time, because once it's too much, it's too late. So we stir it very roughly. I already, by the way, added some white spirit in this case, and then we check how easy does the varnish fall from our stick. Comes very easy, and you have to develop a feeling for this. You don't need a computer to calculate, just see, oh, it's good, it's very thin. The first coat on new wood which isn't treated with anything should be very, very thin. I would say like 15% white spirit in it, or more even, so that the wood can absorb and the varnish will go very deep into the wood, which is what we want. We don't just want just a plastical coat on the wood. We want this wood to suck up as much as possible the varnish. Like that you will have a very good connection with the next layers, will attach very good to the first primer coat. So we continue stirring, like I said, some minutes. Until we think it's about finished, it's about ready. I think we are coming closer. Just take your time. Preparations are mostly more than 50% of the work. Like sanding is also. When you want to paint something, just make sure that your surface is prepared. Well prepared. It costs you a lot of time, but the result will be much better. In fact, this is a rule for all painting work. If you prepare your surface well, sand it well, repair where it's needed, you will have a beautiful result. In this case I did my best, but not as much as I used to, because I have to hurry up. I have many projects still to do. I have to make a kitchen, I have to make a table, make many planks with supports, just to create some organization, and I declare war to chaos. You can't see chaos anymore. If there's chaos everywhere around, you will have chaos in your mind as well. Now I use a new one, a new, how you call this in English? It is Bristol. No, I think it is a brush. Yes, that's the word. This brush is new, and new brushes mostly are not better than old brushes which you use many times. Old brushes have an advantage. They won't lose hairs. New ones lose hairs, as I can find one here. I don't know if you can see it. So what we do is like this, and see what falls. Oh, many. A dozen already has fallen. That's the problem with new brushes. There are some ways to avoid falling hairs, because you will have the problem that it will also come into your varnish work if you don't prevent it in some or other way. There's one way, and that is to put this in the water, and it will swell, and there is less chance that you will lose hairs. Please allow me a moment, somebody calls me.